I am Elena Haas, and I have done a lot of work in film and theater, and that's where I started sewing mostly, other than for my children's costumes once upon a time. So I costumed some productions and sewed for myself, mostly with a theatrical edge. And I came here because I hadn't been doing it for a while. I'm a caregiver, and that took up a lot of time, and I feel like I'm kind of starting over. To understand what it is to create in a sustainable or equitable way, I'm really new in the process, but it matters to me. It matters to me how we're affecting human beings and animals and life around us and what legacy we leave. At this point, I'm really focusing on health. Sometimes the entertainment fields make it hard to do that as well. And so I'm revisiting, including a sustainable life with looking at sustainable clothing. I'm also trying to figure out what that means as far as making a living, how that plays a part, and looking for work where I can learn more. My goals as a fashion designer right now are to create a space that I can sustain so that I can be creative. So where I'm at is I have new shelves that I've got those in, so I can start getting those designs out and having them at hand, really starting to get a handle on what I need and what I don't, tool-wise, fabric-wise. You know, I like eclectic things and I like history, so it all kind of comes together and just gives me kind of a wide range. I like reinventing. I like being innovative, quirky, sometimes timeless or elegant, and sometimes irreverent. I have specialties of going back to historic garments and going from the original tailoring, even having to go and draft measuring tools for the 1700s because you cannot find them that measure the same way now to follow the instructions. I find that incredibly intriguing. I love to research. I absolutely love to research. I sewed a little bit when I was a kid, sewing by hand, and I sewed again when my children were little, making my son costumes that he wanted. And then I started creating historic garments, like period garments, especially from actual old tailoring books, and then got into more theatrical and film wardrobe. And then I took a long break. I think what's most interesting to me creatively right now is giving myself permission to actually make those things that I love for myself, taking the time to do it, finding out if they're working, and giving myself that permission to take that process and make it right, and realizing that leads to me making that for someone else with confidence. So that's a big deal. Self-care in that is a big deal.